Hello there, it's Tuesday, the 24th day of March. I'm Adrian Atkinson. A very warm welcome to those watching this edition of Jamaica Magazine at home and abroad. We have an informative show lined up just for you today, highlighting some of the initiatives and developments taking place across Jamaica. Stay with us. The magazine continues right after this break.
While we have seen a reduction in terms of the damage being done to hydrants, we still continue to see situations where persons, they continue to abuse the hydrants. And so we want to encourage persons not to abuse the hydrants, to make sure that they protect them. If they're on your street, and if you're in doubt whether or not they're working, you need to contact us so we can come and do a test of that hydrant to make sure that it's properly working.
For hydrant maintenance concerns, contact the Jamaica Fire Brigade nearest you or call 876-878-4642, 876-858-0459, or 876-276-6671.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 24, 2026. The government will be advancing the Hopewell and Lucea bypass to unlock the entire waterfront stretch between Montego Bay and Negril as prime resort land. The alignment is to run from a connection point on the Long Hill bypass in St. James, traversing westward with Link Road serving both Hopewell and Lucea, before terminating on the western side of Lucea. It will span approximately 3 kilometers south of the existing coastal road. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says this will address the bottlenecks facing motorists on this route and its economic cost.
Every hour of unnecessary journey time is a deterrent to tourism investment, a disincentive to the visitor's experience, and a brake on the development of Hanover's enormous untapped potential.
In addition to the bypass, Dr. Holness says government intends to develop the Lucea Harbour into a premium boating destination. Consideration is also being given to the eventual construction of a new town centre for Lucea when the bypass is complete. Meanwhile, the administration will be advancing the development of the government campus at National Hero Circle as a national priority. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness gave the commitment in delivering his budget speech last week. Pointing out that the various arms of government are currently housed in scattered buildings, many of which are structurally inadequate, he says the need for a modern, updated and central space for government took on added urgency in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
When major disaster strikes, the ability of the state to function, to coordinate, to communicate, to make decisions, to serve the people depends on having facilities that can withstand the impact and continue operating in its aftermath. Hurricane Melissa exposed the vulnerability of the government itself. In the post-Melissa context, the government campus is more than a statement of national pride. It is a strategic investment in the continuity of government.
The Houses of Parliament, key ministries and agencies will be brought into a single purpose-built government campus. The campus will also serve as the catalyst for the broader regeneration of downtown Kingston that has been anticipated for decades, anchoring new mixed-use development, commercial activity, and residential investment in the surrounding communities. It will also restore the National Hero Circle area to its rightful place as the civic and symbolic heart of the capital. The National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, will lead the construction of a new Kingston Public Hospital. Cabinet has given approval for the acquisition of lands to build the new hospital. KPH, which opened its doors in 1776 and currently has 484 beds, has faced challenges due to the aging infrastructure. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says its vulnerability became more apparent when the country faced Hurricane Melissa.
It is vulnerable, and had Hurricane Melissa struck Kingston, the consequences could have been more catastrophic, potentially damaging or destroying a major national referral hospital at the very moment when the residents of the surrounding area would need it the most. It is imperative that a new Kingston Public Hospital be built to modern international standards with resilience, continuity of care and disaster preparedness at its core.
2 new state parks are coming for Manchester and the corporate area. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the NHT will break ground on these in commemoration of its 50th anniversary this year. The green public spaces are to promote health, wellness, recreation, and civic pride. Dr. Holness says talks are underway with the local municipality to decide on the site for the Manchester Park. At the same time, discussions have started with His Excellency the Governor-General regarding developing the second park on a section of the King's House land.
That park it will be particularly developed to deal with the needs of our seniors, a place where they can exercise and walk securely.
In other news, plantain and poultry farmers in St. Elizabeth have received supplies to help their continued recovery from Hurricane Melissa. The Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, recently provided fertilizers to about 100 banana and plantain farmers in the parish. Members of the Banana Board were also on hand to provide hands-on training on hurricane preparedness aimed at building resilience in the sector.
We thought that it would have been a good initiative to have these farmers, before they receive their benefits, to have a dialogue on this important topic concerning their preparedness for hurricanes or wind damages, and also the strategies that they need to put in place after a wind event.
The next day, RADA hosted the handover of 6,500 baby chicks and more than 500 bags of feed to 140 poultry farmers. It's an initiative of the United Way of Jamaica and was done in partnership with the Jamaica Agricultural Society, JAS. President of the JAS, Owen Dobson, welcomed the initiative, noting that farmers have expressed satisfaction with the assistance provided.
We want to continue this effort to make sure that our organization work hand in hand with the other stakeholders and organizations across the length and breadth of Jamaica to give the support that we can give to our farmer as efficient as possible.
And finally, farmers with excess agricultural produce are being encouraged to contact RADA for assistance in finding markets and distributing their crops. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green says the ministry has been working closely with stakeholders to help move surplus produce such as onions and tomatoes.
Contact our marketing officers through RADA, reach out to us, because we have been working with various purveyors, private sector partners, and we have been buying onion in significant quantities, and in a number of cases buying and storing onions. We've been doing that across St. Thomas, we've been doing that in parts of St. Elizabeth.
Minister Green was speaking at a recent sitting of the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament. He also urged farmers who have markets for their produce but lack transportation to contact RADA, revealing that trucks have been made available free of cost to assist with the distribution of crops across the island.
We have been monitoring the market. We know that there has been some challenge, and we've heard, and as such we have intervened, and we are now actively working with the private sector to buy and to clear that issue. And I do believe that over the next week, 2 weeks, none of our onion farmers should have a challenge.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Fairness, rights and the rule of law all come at a cost. And for the 2026-2027 financial year, the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs is setting out its spending plan. Let's take a look.
Jamaica's justice system is set to benefit from significant investment in the 2026-2027 financial year, as the government moves to strengthen court infrastructure and improve access to justice for all citizens. We begin with capital investment. For the 2026-2027 fiscal year, the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs has been allocated $164 million to support the continued construction of the new Hanover Justice Center in Sandy Bay. The project reached 82% completion by December 2025, and this year's allocation is to complete construction works and install furniture, fixtures, and equipment. In addition to capital spending, the ministry and its departments will receive $21.8 billion in recurrent funding to cover day-to-day operations. The judiciary receives the largest share of $12.99 billion, allocated to support the operations of courts across the island. The Attorney General's Department will receive approximately $1.94 billion to provide legal advice and representation to the government, along with administrative operations and judgment debt settlements. Meanwhile, the office responsible for prosecuting criminal cases, as well as matters of complexity and/or exceptional public interest, is getting $1.1 billion to carry out its duties. The Administrator General's Department has a net allocation of approximately $618.5 million, supporting the administration of estates and trusts on behalf of the public and state.
We want every single Jamaican to know that not only is justice available, but you can utilize the services of the Ministry of Justice to get justice and promote peace and harmony in your lives.
The central arm of the ministry is allocated $5.2 billion and will earn $600 million to oversee the entire administration of Jamaica's justice system. The allocation includes $2.674 billion to facilitate access to justice. $1.08 billion of that is directed towards social justice services, including restorative justice, child diversion, and victim support programs. $622.9 million will fund legal aid services, and $800 million is allocated for courthouse repairs and infrastructure upgrades. An additional $844.9 million is budgeted for law reform and legislative department. It includes $407.7 million, representing government's contribution to the Norman Manley Law School. Taken together, the 2026-2027 budget allocations reflect a comprehensive investment in strengthening court infrastructure, expanding access to justice, supporting legal services, and improving the overall administration of justice across Jamaica.
Jamaica must know that justice is getting priority so that the people who are suffered in other ways, that when it comes to justice services, court operations, we're doing our best to make sure that they continue.
So it is important for us at JCA that our customers are treated fairly, right?
And we know it's easy. I'm being frank, it's easy to blame customs for everything. But how do you verify whether customs is charging you or not? There's what we call a reference number, or we call it a C number. So if it is that you import anything, the de minimis is now $100. So if you import something that is $99 and your courier is saying that customs has charged you, ask your courier for the C number, go onto the customs website and check or download the mobile app, type in your reference number, and you are able to see what the payment was. Your courier must provide you with a customs invoice. And if you have problems after that, send something to quick.response@jca.gov.jm and we will follow through, because we take these matters very, very serious. Send a report with your detail, identifying who you are, what your import is, who is your courier company, and the challenges that you are having. And what we will do as the regulator, as the persons who authorizes courier companies to submit documentation on your behalf, electronic documentation, we will investigate. And I can tell you that our CEO has taken a zero-tolerance stance against freight forwarders, couriers who are perpetrating these type of, I call them offense, against the customers. And there are avenues that are available if they continue to do these things, that there is redress and there are things that can be done. For example, we hope we don't get to that, but the commissioner has the power to suspend their access to our platform where these declarations are submitted. So we urge the courier companies, comply, treat your customers well, give them the correct information, and there's still opportunity for you to continue to make a wonderful living from the trade.
Thanks for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. Reggae Month may be over, but the vibes are still playing on. Let's rewind to the Reggae Gold Awards for 2026.
The government of Jamaica paid tribute to the legends who have outstanding contributions to the growth and development of reggae music at the annual Reggae Gold Awards on Friday, February 27. The function, held inside the National Arena, marked the culmination of activities for Reggae Month. From the red carpet arrivals to the stage, the evening brought together pioneers, contemporary stars, and lovers of Jamaican music for a night of rhythm and recognition. The event opened with the national anthem, followed by vibrant performances that set the tone for the celebration. A musical tribute by Richie Stevens kicked off the first segment of awards, honoring individuals whose work have shaped and preserved reggae's rich tradition. Among the Reggae Gold honorees were Hugh Redmond James, Elaine Wint, Winston Barnes, Herbie Miller, and Desmond Desi Roots Young, each recognized for contributions to Jamaica's musical culture. The awards continued, with the Minister's Lifetime Achievement Award going to Frankie Campbell, while the Ray and Nephew Cultural Impact Award was presented to Tony Rebel, a true voice for conscious reggae.
It feels good because to be honored by your peers, by the industry that we have been for 55 years is fantastic. Nothing like your peers honoring you. You know, and well, the government, basically the ministry, it's a good feeling.
It's always a good feeling when you are recognized by a country, when you know you put in a whole heap of work, you make a whole heap of contribution, and sometimes the reward is not there, so an award is good. An award is good.
One of the most special moments came with the Jamaica Music Museum Hall of Fame induction of legendary vocalist Kenneth Ken Booth.
It is my pleasure tonight to present to Ken Booth his citation on being inducted into the Jamaica Music Museum Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you.
Thank all the people that are here make it so possible. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And you know what? I must tell all of you, Ken Booth, Marcia Griffiths, and myself, all three of us are from West Kingston. And we feel so proud to be here, to be with Ken.
Now the time has come when I want you to stand by me. Because the train is coming, baby. I said train is coming now, 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 now. I said train is coming, baby. And I am leaving on that train, Lord. Coming, baby. I said train is coming now. I said train is coming, baby.
Tributes also came in from Itana, Chris Malachi, Lust, and Romain Virgo, each performance reflecting the depth and reach of Booth's music. The ceremony also paused to remember those the reggae community lost in 2025, a solemn reminder that while voices may fade, the music endures. The Reggae Gold Awards and Hall of Fame celebrated not just music, but Jamaica's timeless gift to the world.
So many nights we face this rugged life. When crucified, just together by the eyes. My friends and I, environment, sometimes they don't be wrong. But God, my faith, I keep holding on. Give praise to Rastafari.
We are appealing to the public, please take electronic waste, the handling of it, very seriously. It is not to be played with, and we want especially the children to be kept far as possible from old computers, old laptops, old cell phones, all those electronic waste because of the dangers that it poses.
What starts as fire on the land can quickly flow into something bigger. Bushfires are not only damaging the environment, they're also impacting the quality and availability of water. Here's how.
Unplanned fires that burn in natural areas such as forests, grasslands, and savannas are called bushfires. They are usually caused by human activities done in error. In Jamaica, individuals burning garbage or clearing fields, farmers burning land for replanting, and individuals throwing away lit cigarettes are all actions that can cause bushfires. Natural occurrences such as a lightning can also cause bushfires. This happens when lightning strikes and ignites dry trees and bushes. Bushfires can have deleterious or harmful effects on the natural environment. Managing Director of the Water Resources Authority, Peter Clark, wants citizens to pay keen attention to habits that can cause bushfires and be more proactive. One of the effects of bushfires is soil erosion. When burnt material from fires infiltrate the soil and form a waxy layer, this makes it difficult for water to infiltrate the ground during rainfall. Similarly, when the roots of plants burn, they can no longer hold soil particles in place. Bushfires also cause harm to the country's watersheds and have a negative impact on water resources. This continues the vicious cycle of water shortage.
So that when we are gathering water, we then have to probably not take that initial water into reservoirs because the sediment level is so high. This is created by the conditions that the bushfires would have set up. And so it leads to increased treatment costs. It leads to diversion of water that could have been collected for time, as though we are now in need of water. That could have been collected, but it has to be diverted because the erosion and the sediment is so high.
Bushfires also cause the depletion of stored water in facilities like the Mona Reservoir when the precious liquid is used for dampening blazes.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade had to call on the Jamaica Defense Force, who had to use its helicopter and to pull gallons of water, dipping bucket into the Mona Reservoir to halt bushfire. Now that I understand is almost 1,000 buckets of water was removed from the Mona Reservoir to put out bushfire.
A December 2022 report from the Meteorological Service of Jamaica showed that all parishes were experiencing rainfall levels below their respective 30-year averages. Kingston and St. Andrew recorded a mere 5% of their average rainfall. Since the start of this year, the country has been experiencing a meteorological drought.
The fact that it is a meteorological drought means that right now, the rivers that are served largely by almost instantaneous rainfall, the rivers that are emanating and being sourced from areas that are of the volcanic rocks are being impacted.
Mr. Clark says rivers in the Blue Mountains and the Wandibolas Mountain are being affected. This has resulted in certain water sources being impacted, and that's why an increase in bushfires is worrying for the Water Resources Authority.
There must be concern when water that has been abstracted and gathered for domestic purposes is being used to out bushfires. We have a very serious and strong concern about that.
To minimize the risks and ensure that precious resources are used for their intended purpose, it is important that citizens do not carelessly light and leave fires unattended.
Every day, we share personal information online, at work, and on our phones. But once it's shared, it can't always be taken back. Protect your data by avoiding oversharing, using strong passwords, and never clicking suspicious links. Be careful what you post. Don't share your live location, and keep your devices updated and secure.
Remember, your data is valuable. Protecting it isn't optional, it's necessary.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating today and to those marking a special anniversary. We wish you all the very best. Remember, in the meantime, to visit our website at jis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.